I know a lot of people are talking about non-monogamy right now, and the most important thing is to ask each other, what do you mean, right? If somebody
Hmm.
says, I'm monogamish, ask them, so how does that work in your life? Because my definition is not the arbiter of it all. So whatever I tell you here is what works for me. You got to ask the person. But broadly, non-monogamy is any time I'm experiencing expansivity beyond the exclusive dyad, right? And monogamy would be an exclusive dyad. But even there, I have to get clear because a lot of people are exclusive in some ways, but not exclusive in every way. And this idea that there's some external body telling us exactly what constitutes a proper monogamy, it's just not true, not in our modern world. And monogamy has looked very different over different classes and social settings over time, over just the last, 200 years. So we really do have to get clear that there isn't a clear box of like monogamy versus polyamory here. There's lots of different labels that people pick up and use because they feel right to them. Personally, I tend to use the label polyamory a lot because that frisky little conglomeration of Latin and Greek, poly and amory, love, many, I like it means to me that I am welcoming the possibility of emotions and love and multiple meaningful relationships. Somebody else might use the phrase open, an open relationship, or swinger, or polysexual if their focus is more on physical connection but they're not really sure whether they're down for multiple emotional connections. We could get into whether it's possible to actually draw that boundary. That's a separate conversation, but
Okay.
the terminology tends to like group us into these loose categories of people who are exploring beyond the exclusive dyad more for sexual, sensual, physical reasons or more for an emotional communal type motivation. And there's literally every point on, every point in between there too. So
Right.
it's really important that we make space for everybody to define for themselves what they're doing.
I think that's so important. Yeah, because you need to have an understanding of what the other person is, why they're doing it, and what it means to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when I'm out dating, I've been doing this for 15 years. When I'm dating somebody now and they're like, oh, I'm polyamorous, I'm like, tell me more. Most of the time, in the last, say, 2 years when I've been dating, all but one person I've been on a date with, when they've actually described it to me, I would have used the label monogamish. They are going
Okay.
to be socially monogamous. They're going to present a monogamous face to the world. They have one person who is that for them. They're going to raise their children with that person. They're going to own property with that person. They're going to follow all the rules that they think of as the norms for society. And then on the side, they're also open to having this other relationship. And because they're open to some emotional connection, they're like, well, polyamory feels like a better word for me. But for
Mm.
me, I'm thinking of polyamorous as being like, we're going to be able to be out to some degree about that.
Mm.
So we need
Mm.
to get clear on that because that monogamish place can feel a little limiting. I might feel like someone's secret. I might feel like there's judgment, or I might have to curtail my activities or my labels. I might not get to feel the connection I actually want to. So
So really, curiosity is the name of the game.
it
Like,
really
get
is.
curious with whoever you're talking about and stay curious
And stay
because
curious.
these things change.